So come on in, take a sip, let's wind down. It is Monday. It is just a beautiful day here. I hope the weather is just as beautiful where you are at, though this morning it was 40 degrees and it was cold. And I hope that no one had to deal with that just yet, especially in August. However, it has proven to be quite a beautiful day. Just got back from the post office, had a nice walk out there. The sun's out at 70 degrees, just happy times. And I found this bottle of Mathiason, the original. This is a dry rosé. It's a sparkling variety. I added wine and some sparkling water to it when I got back, but it is just a delight. It is refreshing. It's fabulous. And I would imagine any dry rosé would be perfect this time of year as we slowly begin to welcome fall, back to school period. Before you know it, even though I see it is hot in the U.S. still in so many places, people are, I'm sure, flocking to get their pumpkin spice lattes already, which seems anachronistic. You know, should probably wait till at least it's football weather, and not Texas football weather. That stays hot until December. I'm talking about like normal, there's a crisp in the air October football weather. So, the dictionary.com word of the day is gadzookery, and I will honestly admit, I did not think it was a word. If I've heard it in the past, I do not recall. It did not leave an impression on me, but apparently it is a word, and it means to use old expressions, right? Or to use period-specific things. My grandparents would talk about, like my oma would talk about what a hip cat my opa was when he was younger, or I'd hear old hippies saying things like, "Hey, far out, man." Kind of a deal. Dave's not here, man. Kind of a, and it was funny because we were all saying like, grody to the max and, or whatever, or that's rad, or that's sick, And now if you say those things, the gadzookery's on us. But that's why I surround myself with younger people, because they tend to keep me hip to what's being said. So gadzookery, what a fantastic word. I'm so glad to have learned that today. Now, I know I should probably switch my posture up and hop into this Monday grid. So let's see. We have a Ryan Mathiason construction today, edited by Will Shorts. And the office was so dead today. It's like everybody's on this late summer leave, because this is the time of year to be vacationing down to Spain and Italy when it won't sear your nostrils by breathing in the air from the actual hot time of summer. So everybody's kind of out of the office, and so therefore I've had no one to really talk to all day. So now I'm getting home and finding myself tripping on my words, and I hope you'll forgive me. It's just been a quiet yet productive day. So let's hop into our grid. See what we got from Ryan Mathiason. Okay, so trendy. Well, we were just talking about this. What's hip? What's whatever? I guess it could be mod too. We just had that yesterday, didn't we? Wasn't there something that was mod? Maybe it was Saturday. Stops could be halts, and commotion could be an ado. And then a state whose panhandle touches British Columbia, and that would be Idaho. First time I ever went skiing in the snow, I think I was 10, and I liked it. But we were in Sun Valley, and it was beautiful there. It really was. And it was really beautiful. I don't know. I feel like I could live there. Be a ski bum part of the year at least. Fish commonly caught in the upper Midwest, and I'm assuming lake trout. And we'll check it, of course. Ambulance worker could be an emergency medical technician. Remove as pencil marks could be to erase. So here we go. I mean, we've got a nice Monday grid so far. This is a good one for the beginners out there. This would be fantastic to kind of, hone your skills, right? This is good stuff. Only once in a while could be rarely. And Mamma Mia, was that really a 2008 film? Seems like that just came out. I mean, people are still going on about it like it was the best thing that ever happened, and I'm sure it was. I mean, I'm not saying it wasn't. I just haven't seen it. Love in Italy would be amore. So then we've got goof, could be to air. And blue creature of kids movies. Smurfs made it through here today. Player protecting a QB's blind side often. Okay, so we're probably talking about a left tackle. And which is, I do believe, what the blind side was all about. Was it Michael Orr? Yeah, he played that guy. Part of a flight could be a stair, but lest we forget, you know, a stair is also plural, so keep that in mind. Spooks. I don't know. Are we talking about spies here? Are we talking about, you know, startling somebody? I'm not sure. Ohio University athlete is, I think, a Bobcat. That's not the Ohio State. That's Ohio University. There's a difference. They don't have their own definite article at Ohio University. Despise could be to absolutely hate, or as I would like to say, abhor. Loosens as a shoe. Perhaps we are unlacing. So let's see. Government issued identifiers. Very nice. So we got our social security numbers in here now. And spooks may be scares. So I guess we're not talking about spies. Name tapes, we called them when I was in the Army. Those guys that would show up with long hair, but they'd still be in the same camouflage rig that you're wearing, only they didn't have any name tapes on it. And they were wearing like basketball shoes, like red Converse and stuff. Oh yeah, they were spooks, all right. It was squandered as a big lead. I guess we're talking maybe still past tense. We can try blown. Let's see. Have a feeling, maybe sense. And how ballerinas perform, perhaps on toe. Dry off could be to towel. And goes past 21 in blackjack, busts. And here we have a common subject of great interest to Shotzi. She loves storks because we've got stork neighbors.
I've got a video today too.
Yeah,
so a bunch back in town again.
A bunch of them are back in town. Sounds like
The girls were back in town.
the girls were back in town?
The boys were back in town.
The boys are back in town? I don't know what. I can't tell if they're boys or girls. The storks are back in town. Here we go. Sounds of heavy things hitting the ground could be thuds. And let's see. Second largest island in Hawaii would be Maui. Singer DeFranco. And, you know, it's about time for somebody else whose first name is Annie, A-N-I, to get famous. I'm sure Annie DeFranco is probably tired of being constantly reminded in a text message, "Hey, you were in the New York Times today." I mean, I'm sure. Got it. I don't know. If I were to construct something that had an Annie in it, I think I'd just go with Darth Vader's childhood nickname. Many a public firework or artwork. Good Lord, you can tell I'm really beat already. Many a public artwork. How about a mural? If this is any indication how my week is going to go, I'm going to be worn out by Thursday. But all the energy in the world on Friday. Certain arm muscles for short could be tries. And household chore traditionally done on Mondays. I'm assuming we're talking about laundry, though I had no idea it was a traditional Monday task. I think we do laundry almost daily here. And there's two of us. Well, we also live in Germany, where the washer and the dryer are about the size of a microwave, so we work with that.
And the dryer stuff.
Yeah. Yeehaw! All right, we got ourselves a yeehaw in here. I can actually do a pretty good Duke Boys yeehaw, but I don't want to blow up my microphone. Make into law. How about to enact? Part of a tennis match could be a set, and actor Cage, Nick, and let's see, fifth wheel could be a spare tire. So if I ever grow like a beer gut, I'm just gonna call it my spare tire. No, we call it the fifth wheel. Unit of corn. How about an ear? And modern vaccine component. Boy, RNA has been making a lot of news lately. Mascara mishap would be a smear. Or if I was putting a little Yiddish spin on it, a schmear. Country holding one side of Mount Everest would be Nepal. And I think it was yesterday we had, it was a good anagram of Nepal to describe a way to get there. It was on a plane, I think, or something like that. I don't remember the clue. It was clever though. Banned substances in sports, for short. I don't know, something, I have no idea. Prima donna. So I guess this would be physically enhancing drugs. I don't know, performance enhancing drugs? I don't know. I know I've heard of it before, like the blood doping thing, and poor Lance Armstrong going through all that. Or is it, Lance Armstrong went through what he deserved to go through? I never can tell. I mean, I didn't keep up with it that much. Navy rank. Well, this is almost always an ensign because I don't know what else you would do with an ENS. But we can check it. We probably should. It could be a CDR. Well, that's pretty much it. Many a summer TV airing could be a rerun. Okay. Well, I guess you could have an ADM, an admiral there too. It seems like most of the Navy ranks, they shorten down to 4 letters. You have an ENS for an ensign, but then you have a lieutenant junior grade, and that's LTJG. Then you have a lieutenant. It kind of just goes around in these circles and stuff. Kind of hard to keep up with all of it. But at stake. Well, now I'm thinking of hold the line, but it's on the line. Was that Toto? I can't remember. Hold the line. I don't know. That's a little bit ahead of me, but good song. Sphere could be an orb. And boasts. Brags. I don't know. Let's see. Greeting between buddies. Oh, okay. Word after root or draft. I guess beer. And that would probably make this a bro hug. So glad I didn't have to ever be part of that mess. Kitchenware brand. I'm going to go with that very popular one here in Germany, OXO. When repeated in old newsboys cry, extra, extra, read all about it. Unsociable type could be a loner. And let's see, salesperson making unsolicited phone contact. And we got that luller down here. So I'm going to go with a cold caller. I could actually have some fun with them. Sometimes even buy crap from them when I was younger. But now it's just a robocall seeing if you're there. I mean, it's just so weird. I don't answer any of it. Mythological titan who bore the weight of the heavens on his shoulders would be Atlas. And I got to be honest with you, in Germany, they don't allow that anyway. So I don't have to deal with it. If I'm getting a spam call of some sort, I guarantee you it's on my US SIM. I don't understand why we let that happen. That's so irritating. The Lion King lion, I guess that was Nala. Start of a play. Maybe action. I don't know what that would be. Slow on the outtake. Water brand whose natural spring was discovered by a French nobleman, and that would be Evian. So I don't know what that's going to be, but I think we do have Evian here. All the naysayers in the day, who thought that people running around drinking it Evian were just kind of dumb. You're just wasting money when you can get something like like water out of a tap for free. And now I don't know anybody who would rather drink out of the tap unless they live in Germany. I'm not kidding you. It's so funny. The joke was, don't forget that Evian spelled backwards is naive. It was maybe it just tastes better than the crap coming out of the faucet. capitulated in negotiations, perhaps caved. And shade of green, maybe olive. Maybe olive. Slow on the uptake, could be dense. And so now we got Act 1. Okay, we spelled it out. That's why I didn't put that in, honestly. I was like, okay. All right, YouTube Medium. I don't know. I've been thinking about getting into YouTube. Maybe posting some videos or something of me doing the crosswords. What do you guys think? Opposite of ushered out could be to have been led in. And tips off could be alerts. And what do we got here? San Andreas Fault. Man, and what a great song from Natalie Merchant, too. Sad, though, actually. And relevant. Gosh, considering today's news topics. Awful. Spanish greeting. How about hola? And ooh la la. Okay, perhaps. Let's see. Saudi Arabian export. Of course, we're talking oil. And science class could be bio. And follows orders, perhaps obeys. So, silent way to communicate in brief. I don't know. I've been yelled at with ASL, so I don't know how silent it really is. What I'm hearing is being yelled at, and that's never silent. Cafeteria carrier could be a tray. And entry-level jobs, perhaps. And we're rolling it up here. Let's see. Arrange numerically, perhaps. Unless the British say we'll have to sort that out. And a smile, perhaps, could be a poker tell. Now and then. And let's see. How do we do, Bob? So, I mean, it was a beautifully open grid. It wasn't anything crazy going on in here. I mean, it was just nice. It was elegant. It was just a nice Monday grid. It wasn't without its challenges, though, on a Monday level, which I thought was pretty cool. I don't think that lake trout is a very common thing to run into. And, you know, to be honest with you, neither is a left tackle, really. And some of them I thought were worded, I thought the clues were maybe more worded towards a Tuesday or so. So a bit of a challenge in that regard for the brand new solvers among us, but it was certainly doable. And if you got through this one, you know, 90% or better, and you're a new solver, then congratulations, because it was a bit of a challenge on that level. It really absolutely was. And you got to get good at these before you can get good at the Wednesdays, before you can get good at the Fridays, and so on and so forth, right? It's just that line. But it was an awful lot of fun. It was quite a long journey for me. I took years and years to get there. But I'm also the guy that takes days to read a novel because I like to savor every word. And I don't treat the puzzle much differently unless I'm, say, doing something like that on YouTube. So we'll bring that our Benny, our dad do. And I just want to ask always if you could be so kind to hit the like button, because it would do an awful lot for us as far as the algorithm is concerned. And if you have not yet subscribed, it is totally free to do so. And would appreciate that as well. I love seeing we get new subscribers in. I love seeing the new comments. I appreciate all of the emails. You wouldn't believe how many I've gotten. Just fantastic. And so thank you all so very much for that. I really appreciate the support. So until we see you tomorrow for the Tuesday grid in the New York Times, and of course the Tuesday Guardian Cryptic, ich wünsche Ihnen einen schönen Tag noch. Auf Wiedersehen. Tschüss. Servus. Grüß Gott. Ciao. Cin-Cin. Be well out there. Be nice to strangers. And remember, the thicker the accent, the braver the soul speaking it. We'll see you on the morrow. Cheers.